So we can see on the screen now the pad footings that in the previous tutorial we put underneath the columns. And we still have to put a pad footing. I'm looking at the house from the below the basement up. And now we want to put some pad footings around the basement wall. So we simply come over to structure, and then we come over to wall. And it's always a good idea to save your project. It seems like it always comes up at a inconvenient time, but you'll never be sorry that you saved it, but you might be sorry that you didn't. So the footing now is 36 by 12. So that's fine. And I'm simply going to come over here now and click on the bottom of the basement wall and watch what it does. It puts that footing in for us automatically, which is a very nice feature, very intelligent program. And I just walk around the house visually, not actually. And then we just click on the bottom of the basement walls. And we can click on the wall too. Doesn't have to be the bottom. So watch me, I'll click on the wall. It still does the same thing. And then even interestingly enough, look at that. I put a nice curved footing in there. Okay, so now if we spin up and spin around, now I have my pad footing. Now generally we don't put a pad footing underneath the garage. Certainly in my Michigan practice, we don't do that. In New York, sometimes we do. I did a project for a fellow professor, just a really beautiful detached garage, and I put the pad footings underneath his garage. It's going to be brand new structure. And when he got his prices back from the contractor, he said, it was thousands and thousands of dollars to put a pad footing underneath the garage, and would it be possible to just dig a trench, which is what I'm used to anyway. So we had to analyze the structural capability of the ground. And what that means is the soil has to be able to resist all of these loads coming down. What we don't want is for the soil not to be able to resist that and then have it settle into this topography even a little bit. So when we put a pad footing on, we're spreading we're taking a 12-inch surface and spreading that load out over 36 inches of surface. So that helps to reduce the load on the soil. And sometimes, depending on the bearing capacity of the soil, that works. And other times we might need to make an even larger pad footing. But we generally don't put a pad footing underneath the garage, but if you wanted to, you certainly could. And that would not be determined by really if you want to or you don't want to. It's more likely determined by what the soil bearing capacities are. If the soil can stop the house from settling with just 12 inches of exposure, then that's fine. And if it can't, then we put a pad footing underneath it. But this is showing you how easy it is to add the pad footing to the house.